Hey. Hello. My mic seems to be hitting the same amount of sounds, so I'm going to turn that down a little bit. I still need to do some little cleanup in Super Sweet Task List and put my little tasks in for today. So what I'm going to be doing today, well, one, I played Leaf Green. I was so tired last night. So we can get rid of that one. Yeah, last night played some Leaf Green. That was lovely. And did my monthly and weekly migration stuff and a bunch of other journaling. I did a bunch of reflecting on the month and this past week as well this morning when I had more brain to actually be able to do it. But for today, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a very slow but comfy and talkative stream. It's probably going to be pretty short, only a couple of sessions if that. But yeah, I'm going to have a little stream where I make some little origami card holders because I'm setting up I have a tendency to overdo it with planning. And so in a way to still put energy into that without overthinking everything. I also really like making things look nice and look pretty. So I've been using origami and some fun pens and stationery stuff to make a very aesthetic project wall. And so today I'm going to be making little, I got these, got a bunch of cute little cards that I can use for doing just putting all my little tasks and breaking down all the stuff on. It's not gonna be every little task. It's not gonna be check emails or check whatever. But it will be bigger things organize insurance, things that have a bunch of steps, or have contracts ready, get that sort of stuff sorted. Things that are enough for me to then go grab that task, start breaking it down and actually spend a day on it, and then put it back on the wall if it still needs to be done. But yeah, so I'm going to make little holders for them out of origami, and use that as a way to make it, so I've got a history in tech. We used agile walls and stuff a lot. And it was always great having all the index cards up in there and having the blue tack and everything, holding everything up. But I really disliked the amount of cleanup and blah, blah, blah that came with all that. And also it can look nicer. So yeah, I'm going to make some really pretty little origami card holders. So that way it's where all the little slots of the cards that I currently have up on the wall are. I'm going to make a little box for the ones that are in the backlog. And then I'm going to stick those to the wall and use those as a way to hold all the cards and hold what I'm doing. Sec. My voice and my throat are still not fully returned from the weekend between the event and doing a ton of stuff in my room, which really threw dust everywhere. And I do wonder if there's still a bunch of dust in here. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. And after I've done that, I'm going to actually start diving into some of the bits and pieces. I probably won't go too deep on the harder stuff I need to do today, because my brain is still playing some catch up. And I don't think I have the brain space to be able to deal with researching stuff and dealing with complex things. But I have some fuck it, let's get some shit done energy. So yeah, I had originally planned to stream for a bit longer today and do some little pixel art stuff earlier, but I had more tech troubles and had my computer randomly shut down, which I hope it doesn't do again midstream. And then the little USB hub that I use to swap between this computer and my laptop. So that way I can like use the mic and camera and stuff on both. I don't know if it's like underpowered for them or if it's overpowered or short circuiting or something. But the mic keeps dropping out, so I had to just plug the mic in directly, and I'll work that out later. That's a future Cinder's problem. But yeah, so for today, what we're going to be doing, and for anyone viewing along, like please jump in and use the super sweet bot as well. So my now task is going to be origami. Well, I'm going to find a tutorial for origami card holders, and then later we're going to be doing I've already forgotten. The other one, where is? Lots of paper, sorry, it's making horrible noises. That's all of my goal setting stuff. Where is this it? And yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do some so yeah, I should not put those back away again. I should actually grab these and keep them here. There you go. Grab that. Right. So this is all the breakdown that I did of the task before I because I still wanted to keep things going while I was still setting up the project wall. But so I think for today we're going to pick what services we're going to use. So pick website and service, pick picking service, maybe collecting the same form, pick and then look into your plans. Yeah, that can be what I do today. I'm not gonna make sites and stuff, but I think that's enough for the actual bits and bobs I can get done today and can progress me, and then I'll actually do the more foundational stuff tomorrow. Potentially it's a lot that can be shared platform wise there, so that should be fine. And then what we're going to do soon though is make we're gonna have to do I'm gonna say make 30 and see what we can do. Make 30 card holders. And is there anything else that I wanted to show you? It is more chill, let my brain start waking up. I mean, it's getting pretty on in the afternoon, but still. I do kind of want to, yeah, and I'll do a stream stream idea backlog. I've been wanting to do like an ideation for that. Stream ideas. Ideation. I think that's the. Yeah. Alright, that's what we can do today. I think that's more than enough, and probably more than I'll actually get through with. Yeah, cool. That's probably more than I'll get through. That's fine. Cool. Well, time to look for some little origami patterns. I figure I'm just gonna find something that's like kind of like the envelope one. But we'll see. It's like, I don't know, I kind of would like it to be, so hang on, I'll just look at my copying everything. There. So I got some like, there's still, I think, I can't remember where I got it, but some nice-ish ones. And I want to make like a couple of like different ones that like, I think I really love like the patterns, but I also really love the colors on them. So I want to make sure it's something that does actually kind of show off like the white side, the reverse side, and the front. And I've got like some smaller ones as well that I might be able to use for like cards that sort of sit upright, but I don't know. I'm gonna play around. I probably we're gonna regret putting that right in the way of my walking path. That's fine. So yeah, when I did a very quick search just before starting the stream, where it looked like there was a ton of like little gift card holders, like ones where you like fold it up, and there was also like some really interesting little stands and stuff that I thought were really cool. I'll see if I can actually. Really need to set up like a little slot on my screen that I can preview things on. Wonder if this will work. It does not seem so. Sure that I didn't accidentally paste something. Oh wait, I didn't even stop my poem. Hang on. Alright, so yeah, I think we're only gonna do like, I'm gonna say 3 today. Oh, no, honestly, oh, maybe we'll do some shorter ones. So what I'll do is we'll do 4, and then we'll do, yeah, and then we'll do a timer of, if it's 4 times, oh, there we go. Let's just say I've got about 2 to 2.5 hours for me. Got, if I did 25, 10. I'm kind of lying in the stream title. I have to change that. Maybe not 25, 10. Maybe we'll just do 25, 5. We'll do a very classic power for now. And then we'll see what we get to. Yeah, cool. I will edit the stream title so that way it's not lying about being 50-10. 25, 5. So usually, like, I was gonna do the longer one, like the 50-10, because normally I'm not very chatty while I'm actually doing stuff, but because a lot of this is actually going to be pretty like stuff that I can chat while I do it, I think it's best to just have it as is, and like have it as like a shorter one. We don't really need like the 5-minute breaks. We don't need the 10-minute break in order to like be able to talk more. We can just have little chats. Yeah. So where'd my patterns go? Anyway, so yeah, what I was trying to find was, let's pull up an image and then pick. So there's fun little silly things like this. And they have like little, they're actually like holders. They like keep it up there. So there is that kind of stuff. But yeah, I really want to find something that is more just like, I don't know, something flat that I can like put on the wall, but still like has a bit of depth to it, a bit of, I don't know, just I want it to be a pretty thing on the wall, basically. So the other day I did do like frames. That's how I set up some of the like little title and sections on the wall. But now I want to set up like something smaller, something that kind of looks like a little mini shelf, basically. So maybe I could type in card shelf. Shelfga. Whoops. Yeah, so I saw this one before as well. And let me save. Image. So yeah, I found this one before. It's got like it's very much like the ones you'd see like at the front of like a like on a receptionist desk or something. But again, that's not quite the vibe. Like I want something that I can just like have as a little shelf that sits up on the wall. I can see like in the group chat for my friends, everyone is exhausted from the event that we went to on the weekend, and everyone's been at work just like failing, having a real hard time. So many people ended up like awake until like the early hours of the morning, and are a struggle. This was 2 days ago. They're just still recovering is the thing. Yeah, there's more like stands. I don't want a stand. I want like a little shelf. I could try and figure one out on my own, but I still haven't really gotten. I don't think I understand the fundamentals enough of origami yet. Like I'm pretty decent at following some instructions, but I don't think it's for me yet. I'm trying to like actually figure it out. Yeah, okay. What if we do origami shelf? We can see what actually, because like I want it to be somewhat sturdy. And not just like, yeah, okay. This is gonna be difficult. This might actually be a harder project than I thought to find a pattern for this. Wall shelf. Oh, I think I found one. This looks good. This looks promising. Whoop, nope. We don't want that. How do I go back there? Cool. Here you go. I was like, I tried to open a YouTube video. I'm like, no. I want a little normal tutorial for this. All right. So, make a lovely paper shelf. Here we go. Oh, it's just the page that links to the video. Okay. Oh, I feel like I can work that out. So this is I'll show the actual thing that I found. Good image. Wait, did I finish saving? That's weird. Where did it go? Definitely saved. Maybe I'll just drag it from there. Oh, I get confused between Mac and Windows quite a lot, and it just doesn't quite act the same. I want to be able to drop the image, yep, from here. What? What if I just actually drop the image? Come on. There you go. Nope. Why am I struggling? It's a simple out image. Sure. I think that's hard. What was it called? Paper shell. Cool. Oh, okay. It's actually in like a format that it doesn't like. That's why. I was like, what's the struggle here? Whoa. Okay, well, somehow I've made this incredibly difficult for myself. Going to I don't know why the snip tool has like freaked out from my HDR stuff. That's okay. Save. I'm just gonna put it in downloads so that way it is deleted real fast when I clean it out. Okay. Look, it's not a great screenshot. There. It's not super easy to see, but it's just this kind of like little shelf thing. I think this is a good option because I think that'll also like show off a lot of the different like the pattern and the color on the paper. Unfortunately, this is a YouTube only tutorial. I wonder if we can find a written version, because I just don't want to deal with pausing and starting and stopping constantly. Oh, these are also cute. Origami's great. There's just so many fun little things. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to watch this video, unfortunately. That's okay. Skip. Cool. Yeah, it's gonna have a whole little explanation and stuff as well. Let's go to down speed, please. Okay. Oh, we'll use 2 squares of paper. Interesting. Cool. Alright, let's just give it a try. Come on, where's the captions? There you go. So it looks like, okay, so that's the thickness of it, is by having that gap. And I didn't check whether they say whether it actually is set inside up. Pull it edge here, and we're going to, okay, well, they're using 1 color paper and they're not saying. I'm just going to give it a try and we'll find out. And then next one I do. Alright. So that's going to be the edge thickness. Oh, the like thickness of the shelf is whatever the gap is. Cool. See how this goes. Yep. Oh. Oh, that's apparently. So I do very simple patterns, and like I've played with some slightly more complex ones, but I haven't done like pieces that require multiple pieces of paper before. Well, like not unless you're like making lots of little things like those balls and stuff, like little boxes. But it looks like they want us to like. I should close this so I can see OBS properly. But it looks like it wants us to like have that, where it's like instead of like that while we fold. So that's interesting. There. Well, let's keep finding out. Oh, okay. Oh, that's okay, that's cool. So looks like what they're trying to do is like, because we've got that little gap, they are using that almost as a guide. And so when you fold, it looks like you're kind of like folding to the top, the higher one. Yeah, did I actually understand that correctly? Let's see. Yeah, and because that's a longer distance in there, it will still have the gap, but it'll have the gap in the middle. I'll show that in a sec. Make sure that it's nice and neatly down in there. And then Yes, here. And then do it the other way as well. So you can see, like, so I flipped the piece of paper around after folding it, or I folded it to the top. It looks like here, it fits in kind of like flappy down, fits in nicely, so that side is the same side when it's tucked in. But now if I do it again, where I fold it up to the higher edge, I'll end up with like the shelf thickness, like the edge of the shelf in the middle, I think. I know, we'll see. Right. Yep, slightly off, there you go. So now, like when I fold it like that, it's got like the basically the opposite thing. Because I did that on both sides, it'll have a little edge we'll get to use. That's cool. And then I think they'll also to do it like, then like turn it 90 degrees and do it there as well. Yeah, cool. Wait, for both parts before I just assume that. Yes, that looks like it. Cool. Alright. Yep. Let's do that again. This time 90 degrees. I'm so worried I'm gonna like not have it tucked fully, because yeah, so I'm gonna like do it 90 degrees now the fold's there. Alright. I'm gonna have to take my meds soon. Reminder to have some water and take your meds and have a little stretch if people haven't. And if you are still focusing, make sure to give yourself or prepare yourself for doing that in the break. Alright, so we're gonna do that. That's one side, and then we'll do it on the other side. Yeah. Sorry for bumping the mic. Yep. So, and this is what it looked like in the thing as well, so that's good. But now I've got like this little pattern. So yeah, that's gonna be like the actual like sturdy part of the shelf from what it looks like. Wonder if this is meant to be just a template. I'm so curious to see if they actually use the whole thing or not. Like use both pieces in the thing. So I'm gonna do diagonal. And then that's so we can then pop it in. I guess we're doing diagonal on both. Doing folds up into each of the corners to make it a little smaller square, but well, that's for the little corners. And then oh, okay, and then another section is going to have top on. Okay, cool. So we're going to do diagonal folds both sides, and then we're going to flip in all of these to like the outer line, but then for one of them we're going to do that all the way in. Whoops. Cool. Alright, I need to make some more room in here. I made a little mess already, and I've only been streaming for 40 minutes. I have one diagonal. It was, yeah, it was inwards. Valuable, whatever it is. I'm gonna do like the other one as well. Cool. Now we've got our little creases here and here. And then we're going to fold in each of the corners. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So the video said to, should actually link the video. The video saying to do it, but do it to get in the light. Only to like the inner one. We'll do that for 3 of them, and then the one remaining one we'll do it all the way in, and then it looks like we're going to take them all back out again after. Cool. And then cool. Yeah, so I'll do 3 to that point, and then this remaining one it was saying to go the whole way in. I'll take my meds. I'll take the during the break. It's only 2 more minutes. Like that, which I stuffed at the corner a little bit, but that's fine. So that way, we've got that one doesn't have the little gaps. Cool. All right, and then we unfold it all. We're gonna keep that one, it looks like, to the side. And then, what's up next? Okay, so the intersection of that one. Ah, cool. So we're going to do just like a tiny little fold. This is one of the smaller ones. We're going to do a tiny little fold here. So we're going to like fold the whole edge over, but only like actually crease that one part. This is gonna be horrible. This is not meant to be an origami tutorial. This is gonna be a horrible origami tutorial, but like, I want to just not show what I'm doing. Okay, and then so we're only gonna fold. Well, only gonna crease that one part. Okay, yeah. Okay. We're just creasing that, like just that little section there. So we get that a little bit. And then we're doing the same for the diagonally opposite one, but we're doing it like horizontally instead. That's that one. And then we're going to fold bottom up and do that one. You know what? That's so fine. Probably a good idea to take a break for a second. So yeah, now what we've got one little crease there, one little crease here. We've got the big fold in there. And I'm gonna guess this is probably about where we start collapsing everything. But I should take a break and go to get my meds. Yeah, we're going to start collapsing everything and actually turning it into a shelf. Cool. All right, we'll do that in a second. I'm just going to go grab my meds if they're not actually right here. They are right here. Nice. I'm also going to like stand up and stretch there. And check my phone. Mark off my meds. Cool. All right. Well, I feel like we found the tutorial. Now we just got to make a ton of these. So, I feel like they are simple enough that I can make a ton. Cool. So I'm going to very quickly head off to the bathroom. I'll be back in just a second. Mic back on. I don't think there's much going on here, but for anyone that is here, reminder to like have some water, go take your meds, check in with the body. Maybe you need to go to the bathroom. Go take care of yourself before we keep going. It's very easy to just like slam on, but your brain needs some dispersed time. It needs those like little moments of break. So it doesn't just try and solve a problem in the very like active way. It also tries to like solve it in a dispersed way. It like tries to have it in the back of its mind and like see a little more broadly. Like it's both productive and kind to yourself to take those little breaks and take care of yourself. Heading to the bathroom though, I remembered my morning was absolute chaos. Because I was having a shower this morning, I was washing my hair, which is why my hair is like particularly got curls, or kind of, because I can probably take care of it today, but after I wash it gets quite curly. And I was sitting in the shower. I'm like, wait, hang on, why is the water not draining? And then I realized, oh, hang on, my like little shower tub thing, like the base of the shower is about to overflow, especially because it's not a tall like little base. What is going on? I don't know at what point, but like that drain was so clogged and it took me so long, and I was halfway through like washing my hair, so I'd only like gotten part of it done, and it was a mess of a morning, and I had to spend so long trying to sort that out, and I ended up just giving up on like finishing the rest of my hair, and I just used some leave-in and stuff rather than doing like a full mask and condition and stuff. But my gosh, frustrating morning. Luckily we've lost our plunger. I was running around the house in a towel trying to find a damn plunger, but I ended up using a ton of drain cleaner over and over again. Right, so let's work out the next section of this. So yeah, we're going to start doing some fold stuff, like collapsing it all up into the shelf shape. Let's take a look. Right, so it's saying, okay, so it looks like the section that had the bigger fault, I think it's saying. So we're gonna that. Let's see. I'm gonna rewatch that bit. The collapsing part is always interesting because it's like, if you have messed up any of the little creases and stuff earlier, you are screwed. Oh, okay, wait, no. It wants me to do all that. It wants to do the entirety, so including the little stripes through the stripe cross through the middle. Oh, why am I struggling with this so much? There you go. And then hop. Hop, please. Hop. No, I'm doing something wrong. Yeah. Oh no. No. I pressed the wrong spot. It's all good. Cool. There. Alright. And then I saw them talking about the triangle, so got this little shape. And what we're gonna do. So I think I've found the tutorial. I'm just gonna mark this one this time and do next. Next. Oh, whoops. Nope. Now it's one. Cool, that's fine. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and then what did they want me to do after? Put our thing. Wind that up a little bit. For the flappy. I'm gonna fold that into a little triangle. Wait. Wait. Stop. So we went from there. Right. Then we have that little triangle in there. So instead of having like the full thing, just fold it up. And then triangle up. And then, oh, we're gonna like collapse those in. Cute. Cool. Wait, stop. So we're gonna have, I think it was like this. Yeah. No, what am I doing wrong here? Let's rewatch that again. And actually not watch it at 2 times speed. So we put the triangle up. And back in. Okay. It wants me to go from there or from there or from here. Yeah, because it was a little flat. Yeah. Right. Pause. So I'm gonna switch those in where we did those like little extra folds earlier. And it looks like it wants us to have the little triangles like flapping out. These little ones here. I don't know how easy that is to see. And then we're gonna do the same on the other side. Get the little flappy triangles. Yeah. Oh. Bizarre looking shape. It's starting to get there. Okay, so once the triangle is folded up and over. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely steady enough for like a little card or so. Okay. And then do the same on this side. Get that triangle up in there. Okay. Cool. So we got like, wait, get back up there. Triangle came out. Get in there. We got that kind of like little thing where it's like all tucked in now. Okay, so I'm gonna have to reverse engineer this and figure out which way I started. I think I started with the pretty side up because and I would like the pretty side to actually be out because now the white side, the plain side is currently out. That's right. Alright, so once that's there, this is all very fiddly. So I'm hoping there's something that locks it in a bit more. Oh, no, that's it. I'm probably going to use a little bit of blue tack because... So yeah, got a little shelf. I think they're very cute. I definitely want to give these, like, have a bunch of these, but I am a little iffy on how, not sturdy, but like how much they actually like stay in place. The back here. Something that's like slipping out quite easily. But you know, like for a very quick, like this is a very quick, nice, easy, repeatable one. Origami Spirit, Layla Torres. What was the video I was watching? I'll try and remember to link it in I'll link it down a bit later. Yeah, I reckon that's fine. That'll hold a little card. Let's grab one of these. Yeah, so I have my little... I mean, this will be up against the wall, so it'll be a bit easier, but... yeah, I think that works. Cute. This paper, it's got enough friction to not like just slip out. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that, yeah, that works for me. I'm gonna grab some blue tack so I can just like, where is the blue tack? So it's a little bit easier to deal with. It won't need much. It's basically staying. It's just slipping out a little bit, and I don't want to constantly deal with that. Here. Yep, perfect. I reckon this is so solid. Like, yeah, this is actually quite good. I'm quite impressed with this little design. This is a lot better than. So I was thinking of doing like the envelope kind of stuff, that sort of thing. What's my blue tack in there? Look out! I was thinking of doing like an envelope kind of deal, like that kind of design where it's sort of like it slips in, and I've got a bunch of frames that I've like made, like that you can use as like little Polaroid frames and stuff, and I like those, but they felt, I don't know, they didn't feel quite right for like, here is tasks that you're gonna like grab and pick up and do stuff with. I wanted like an actual little shelf. I was like, this is the thing that I'm going to engage with each day. Like, I want to make sure I get a nice little like easy, not fiddly thing where I can just like grab it and not have to like slide it in and out of something. Yeah, cool. There you go. Little shelf. So the pattern's actually on the back for this one. I wonder if, because I'm already putting it on the wall anyway, do I want to just tuck this in? Do I actually like it more without the... I kind of like it more without the back. I'll see what happens when... Yeah, we'll see what happens when I do one with the pattern facing outwards first. But... yeah. Okay, cool. I think they did pretty well. Because like the card's already going to be sitting up against the wall. Anyway, so it doesn't need the backing per se. Alright. And that makes more sense why you needed this thing. Actually, I wonder, do I want to make it slightly thinner? Or is that a good... No, that feels like a good height. Yeah. Yeah, like this thing, like a little template. That's actually so smart. I really like that. I was like, oh, we're gonna like use two pieces of paper at once when they started like combining it. I was a bit worried because I'm like, I don't know if I have the dexterity to deal with that much at once. Okay, so I think I started... Yes, I definitely started with the pretty side out. So I'm going to start with the plain side out, and that way the pretty side should become the shelf. Ooh, sorry for that. I smacked the microphone. Limits. Alright. Let's pump out 30 of these then. Do I need 30? So, because what I've basically done, so there was a video by Struthless. Struthless is an absolute fucking icon, and I definitely phrase it like that because they're Australian as well. So there needs to be a bit of swearing in complimenting them. But but they have their little project wall system that I thought was really gorgeous, and like they kind of like set up each section that they have for each project to make sense for that project. Like they have one for YouTube, they have one for the book they're writing, and it is absolutely fantastic. But the thing that I really liked about it was I have a tendency to do too many things at once. Just far too many things at once. Or even, actually, no, that's a lie. I will take that back. I don't try and do too many things at once. I try and plan to be able to do too many things at once. And find systems and methods so I can do everything that I've ever wanted to do all in one period of time. And obviously it never works because that's not actually possible. But what his system in his wall does is he has like, here is project A, here is project B. I've got project C as well. I think he called it like, he might have called it something else. And project A and project B are like the two projects that he works on. They're the two main things. And then the rest of the time, everything else has to kind of go into the backlog. And there are things that can get through and things that can be done sort of like here and there. And like little bits and pieces that are just life and quick things. But he also has a project C for, I think he said anything that's under 2 weeks. So he's allowed to have one little extra passion project to let the gremlins do their thing, to let the brain gremlins work. He has that project C. It has to be under 2 weeks. And if it's over that, then it has to go in like the icebox and the backlog and stuff. And he's not allowed to work on it until one of project A or project B are done. And project A and project B, the way it works is like the only reason that project B doesn't get some love and attention is if project A is struggling. Which I thought, should I put it back in the same exact spot? No. Which I thought was really smart and exactly the way that my brain really needs to be told and like have that sort of like system around. Otherwise I just try and see everything as urgent. I see it all needs to be solved right this very second. And that's, not realistic, and it actually just causes way too much overwhelm and I get nothing done at all. So I'm trying to do better at that. And so sort of taking a little spin on his system. I do have projects A, B, and C, but I've also got like a maintain column. I'm sure his life does as well, but maybe it's just not part of like what he shows off on YouTube, or like he has other systems for this kind of stuff. But like there is a lot of my life that is unavoidable because chronic illnesses and shit, and just I don't know, I'm sure everyone's life has a lot of unavoidable things in it, that I can't ignore that stuff. And if I try to, I either try and do all of it and make sure it's all perfect, or I let it take over and not give space for the projects that I'm working on. And that does not go well. That becomes a bit of a struggle. So what I am planning to do instead is just at least visualize the priorities and where things get cut off and what has not been given some love in a while, by having different like tiers of like importance of things that I need to maintain and give some love to on little shelves in a maintain section. Oh, it is a lot harder to see on the pattern side. This here. And yeah, I think it's we'll see how it goes, because like journaling has been really helpful for that kind of stuff. Like I've got my they look kind of like habit trackers, but they're a bit different. They're more just sort of like to remind me when I last did something rather than try and get like streaks and stuff. I think I overdid. Yeah, what have I done here? I can't see. Oh no. I think I might have just messed up the original fold. That's fine. It's just gonna be a little wonky. I have a little wonky shelf. But oh no, it's that one. That's why. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fix that crease. That's okay. But yeah, so I'm gonna have that maintain section so that way I can just be like, cool, this week, like these are the things that I'm prioritizing. This is the like, you know, I really want to make sure that, so for example, like when I saw my physiologist the other day, the movement physiologist, I got given a bunch of like exercises that won't flare up symptoms of some of the stuff that I deal with, and I want to, you know, I don't know about all the things around like forming habits and stuff. I don't know about all those times people say, you know, I might be like, cool, this week I want to make sure that I actually put some effort into it and I understand it and I feel good about it. It's the thing that I, you know, can give some attention to. So I will, you know, put those as higher priority. I will do like, cool, I need to give more room to things like the exercise and stuff this week than giving room to the I don't know, like the more deep chores or something, like doing like really, you know, scrubbing whatever surface or something like that. Like, because I love a very clean house. I love really making sure that I get in there. But like, if it means that I'm going to be giving up on some like particular exercise, especially because those types of chores, like they will absolutely wreck me sometimes. Just because they require like a lot of getting up and getting down, and like leaning over and stuff, or they require like doing something for an extended period of time, exerting myself for an extended period of time. It can be really tough to do fucking anything after I've done those. So what I'll do is I'll like, just need to double check. It's just cool. What I'll do is I'll like, yeah, prioritize certain things and be able to see, cool, like these are the things that I need to like keep in mind for the week coming ahead. Which one was the long one? That was the long one. And with that, like when I can like see all of that and I can see like, okay, cool, I've got to do like all of these like maintenance things, and I can see that visually, I'll know, okay, well, you know, I might have to make a choice between what I'm trying to maintain and let some stuff drop, or I might have to let the project stuff drop. But I get to like make those choices and set those intentions, because that's its own issue of reactivity. Reactivity is something that I think is really useful. I think it gets a bad name, bad rap. Okay, it is the break, and I'm gonna follow my rules for my breaks. But I don't think I'm gonna be doing 30 of these today. Sure. So I have some water. I'm gonna stand up and wiggle my toes. But yeah, I have oh, you know, shake my legs out, do the thing you might have done in school. Okay. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I have this like opinion around reactivity and stuff where it is a harmful thing to be reactive all the time when you are letting it just like run rampant, when it is like just going and going and going, and like that's the only way that you're like getting through a day, getting through a week, getting through your life, like is just dealing with stuff and having to like not really like take time to think, just like deal with things that feel urgent. Because even if we put aside all of like the stress and like physiological physiology side of it, if we put all of that aside for a second, like that like lack of intention, it means that you're gonna miss stuff. It means that you're gonna focus on stuff that you didn't need to focus on. So like I do have a habit of doing this, and I'm trying to get better at this. But the other day, I was gonna do a like Pokemon Day here in Australia. So it actually would have been well before Pokemon Day for most people. But a little Pokemon Day stream. But the night before, I was getting ready for the night to go to bed, and I hear sparking, and the lights on the desk were freaking out the computer monitors, because the computer was off at least, which I'm really glad for, but the monitor was like flicking on and off, and I'm like, what is going on? And I decided, cool, I'm not dealing with it right now, and I just turned everything off the wall and came back in the morning, and I'm like, cool, well that's obviously like reactivity kicks in, it's an urgent thing, like that's obviously the thing that I need to focus on today, that's the thing that I need to do today, is fix all that. So I got up, I don't think I even had breakfast before I started, which really breaks a lot of the things that, you know, setting my intentions for the day, because I struggle without doing the things that I need to care for myself in the morning. And that's a surefire way to, by the afternoon, be completely worn out. But on top of that, I was like, cool, this thing is urgent, so I'm going to, you know, run straight at it. And I started pulling apart my entire desk. I started pulling apart all the wiring. I realized I had like done like pretty dodged wiring for a lot of stuff, because like I'd added things over time, and it'd been like 2 years or so before since I'd like moved everything around. I don't think it was actually anything with the wiring though. I think there was actually something. I'm a little, because I haven't tried this since, but I'm a little worried that was causing an issue. Or I've got like some power line networking that I'm worried it was also an issue. We'll see how it goes. There's been no problem since, which is nice. But yeah, I really like dove in head first, trying to just get all of that sorted. And because I didn't really set any intentions for what I was going to do, it was just a completely open thing of like, I'm going to just do all of these things. And of course, because it had been on my mind for ages, because I love organizing stuff and I like making things all neat and functional and look nice. Excuse me, sorry. Cool. Because I like making things functional and to look nice and stuff. I've lost my... What? That one. Cool. I did a really, like, all of this stuff that I've been thinking about doing with it ages and ages and ages, I kind of just want to get in there. There you go. Thank you. Ooh. That was not pretty. I gotta force that one. That's okay. Yeah, because I've been thinking about it for ages. I kind of just went all out, and so it didn't turn into like this like cool deal with the urgent thing of there are like sparks and things are like short-circuiting. It turned into how can I do everything I've ever dreamed of when it comes to chord organization for my desk, which is just not what I needed to do at that point. And I lost so much energy and so much of that day to that reactivity without like actually setting proper intentions around it and being like, no, this is actually what I want to do. I could have dealt the immediate thing of there is stuff sparking and I still need access to my computer. How do I just get the basics online? But no, instead what have I done here? Oh, there you go. There you go. Not bad. That's a very messy crease, that's fine. There's gonna be a bunch of these anyway. And then we're gonna fold that up. Cool. Yeah, it was, I don't know, it was just kind of sad that I like let it get away that much. I was going on it for like 12 hours or something. Because it didn't even stop there. It like once I'd done the chords, because while I was doing that, I was like cleaning off my desk. That meant that I was also had like all these like papers and bits and pieces that I needed to like organize. So then I of course like got all the other ones that I needed to organize from like behind me and from my wardrobe, and it was a lot. I did way too much all in one day, and that's what reactivity kind of gets you, is that you lose that chance to set like what's important, because I'm really glad it's all done. Well, I shouldn't say all done, there's actually quite a lot of stuff that's still not done. I did manage to like catch myself eventually, but I'm really glad it's all done. But it's like I lost an entire day, and that day I'd actually earmarked for rest, because we had the big event that I went to. I was up until 5:30 in the morning. Like that was a thing that I knew I needed to rest and prepare my like body for, and I didn't. Let's go check on this one. And I definitely have paid a bit of the price for that. Like that was, I can see the cause and effect of like I didn't do the rest that I knew that I needed, and instead went on this like reactive tangent. Just absolutely diving deep on like reorganizing my entire desk space and all that sort of stuff. I don't know, it's a part of me that I do find a little frustrating, and that I am trying to be kind to and give some love to, because it has helped me get through a great many things. I am fantastic in an emergency. I have dealt with just some wild stuff in my life and done very well at dealing with it. But that doesn't mean everything's an emergency. So my brain sometimes thinks like that. And goes into this like get it all sorted mode, and every thought that's sort of slightly attached gets a little stuck in there too. Yeah. And yeah, I just end up fully lost in it. And I think that I'm like, while I'm talking about like day-to-day stuff, that's always a tough one for like when anything that feels urgent or like big or emotional comes up. Like that's not how you want to, that's not the space that you want your head to stay in. You want to be able to like pause and bring your mind back to, man, this one looks so much nicer with the pattern out. Oh, I kind of like them next to each other. Maybe I'll do alternating ones. That's actually kind of cute. cute. Okay. I'll do a couple more of these, and then I think I'll move on to some stream ideas, and I'll do my proper work stuff. I'll do it tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know, there's a lot of reactivity stuff. It's one of those things where I'd give the advice a lot to people that I used to manage, or people that I was mentoring, and it's one of those bits of advice that I definitely tried to take for myself. Definitely tried to put some effort into giving myself that respect and giving myself that care, but I don't know, reactivity is one of those ones that is just really hard to figure out and learn, and I don't just get right, and it's almost by nature very hard to pull yourself out of. So I don't know, I'm really glad that over the years I've gotten better at it, but it's definitely still one of those skills that I'm very much practicing. That's okay. Shit takes time, and I'm okay to occasionally pay the price of that. And as long as I am paying it less often, as long as I am over time getting a little bit better at it, that's all right. Which I would say that I am, and I think a lot of people in my life would also say the same thing, which is nice. But it's something we really need to. It's really hard to sometimes it's hard to tell where you're at with that stuff. That's why I really like journaling, because I can sort of see back to the ways that I thought about things, even the ways that I wrote down stuff, the ways that I just was processing things, especially for stuff like reactivity, because in your journal you usually see a lot of very raw thoughts from those moments, and if I look back from when I have been in not so fun situations with work or partners or whatever stuff, I can see where the way my reactive brain shows up is very, very different from the ways that I read now, which is really lovely. And I try to be very careful about what I say there when I say different. I think there is a internal judgment of it where I would say it is better, but I don't really like saying that it's better. It's more ideal now, the way I handle things, for what I need today. It's more ideal for the ways that I need to use those skills and try those things and act and behave and think and I don't think the me of today would be able to use the skills that I had in the past as easily. I think I would have had a very hard time, and there are past versions of me that did have a hard time with those skills and probably didn't have skills that lined up with what would have been ideal at that point. But I do try to avoid the straight up judgment there of what is better, what is worse, because past me was trying, but just didn't have necessarily the ideal skills to get through a lot of those things we've got. Wait, yeah, these are good. Well, nice. Cool. But yeah, I don't know. Reactivity is a hard one. It's a really, really tough one. Wait, which way? This one. Yes, gotta fold this way. Because it's one of those things where it's just every time I look back and I see how I've handled little emergency situations, or even, yeah, just like, oh, that's unfortunate kind of situations, like with my desk and all the electrics going wild. Like, even in those moments, I really find that it's a tough thing to like really nail down what would have been the ideal skill in those contexts. Because me now, if I think about things the way that I want now and the intentions I have, the ways I want to be, the stuff that I would like in my life, the general vibes of who I am now, if I think about all that, then I probably wouldn't use a lot of the skills that I used to have in the ways that I had them. But if I was going to back then, I mean, like, it's hard for me to tell now because it's just a different version of me. The version of me back then maybe was finding that ideal, was thinking that was the best, way for them to deal with those things, to handle that sort of stuff. And I have no real way of telling if that was the right or wrong way to do things. So yeah, it doesn't really matter what kind of stuff it is. It could be, whatever sort of like, whether it's your desk freaking out and something short-circuiting underneath your desk, or if it is, reactivity and like interpersonal stuff, if it's reactivity and like maybe just things within yourself, and what feels urgent, what feels big. Like, it's hard to say what skills around that sort of stuff are ideal, are useful, especially like if I reflect on them, because I have an idea through memory and through journaling and stuff of like the ways I was thinking and who I was and what was important at the time, for a past version of me, but I don't really have anything else beyond that. Like, no, that was the right one. To be able to base like, is that actually something that I should be trying to emulate again or learning from? Because that's kind of the thing. It's like I can only really try. I can only really see how it goes. If I like see how I used to be handling something, seeing how like what skills I used to have, what ways I've changed, what things I want to like recreate or emulate from my past. Because there's a lot of stuff that I know doesn't work for me anymore, and I would very much prefer not to do. But yeah, I don't know. It's a fun one, trying to look back through all those things and figure out like how to be a little bit more intentional and how to like give some love to the reactivity that is needed in our lives. Like I said at the start of this rant, it's like, did I do that right? Yes. Like, it is not a, reactivity isn't necessarily or inherently like a bad thing. It's just, it can get out of hand. And we just want to be a bit, mindful of that and be careful and have some ways to catch ourselves from those kinds of moments. It's a hard thing to do. And I have learned it is an evolving practice, because there is many different types of urgent things that come up that we have not had to deal with before, we've not had to think of before, and so we handle it differently and don't have the right tools to be able to like catch ourselves as much. I don't know, I find it really nice that I have over, particularly I'd say the last like 5 or 6 years, I'm actually just realizing it's part of this almost, some of it reminds me of some of these butterfly patterns that are behind me. But yeah, I think over the past like 5 or 6 years, like that's been a big one, is learning how to deal with that kind of stuff, and like through the range of like you know, not feeling too reactive when it comes to like work things or that sort of stuff, like productive sort of day-to-day things that can become urgent and then just sort of like snowball. Like there is that part, and I think it's not one I've definitely perfected as evidenced by my redoing the vast majority of my room the other day rather than just fixing the electrics. But it is what have I done here? Oh no, I've done the right call. It is a bit, sorry, I'm getting distracted because I think of I've messed this up. What was I just saying? I feel like it is something that I've definitely progressed, because there is a lot of ways that I used to be incredibly reactive when it comes to like work or yeah, like crap I need to get done in my personal life, or like trying to get it all done, that sort of stuff. And I definitely fall into this pattern still. There are definitely things that I catch myself doing, or I'll have a friend call me out on because they realize that I'm doing it. But I don't know, I really find that it is a lot different from many years ago, where I was in these like huge boom bust cycles when it came to like reactivity and stuff, where I would just like absolutely burn myself out trying to keep up with everything that was coming at me all of the time. I need more blue tack. I want this to be nice and flush against the wall, and I don't want it, you know. There's some origami that like really perfectly holds the shape, and this is too simple to be one of those, and that's fine, because I don't want to be spending a billion hours on creating a bunch of these when I can just quickly use some blue tack. I'm only gonna fold. Yeah, so like I've got this one. It does like say in the instructions to leave that out, but I think I prefer it like folded in. It's like it's gonna be up against the wall anyway. So I think, oops, sorry. I think they were sort of saying like this would be like the place where you actually hang stuff from. But because I'm just putting like a card and stuff on there, I can just put some blue tack there and it'll be fine. I think it's gonna be funny. Yeah. But it's been a journey learning all that stuff. It's been a fun time trying to figure a lot of that stuff out. And yeah, previous me really went in those boom boss cycles where I would like absolutely overdo it for way too long, just chasing everything that was presented to me. And then I would run away. And I would literally fly to other countries and fly away from all of the responsibilities that I'd accidentally garnered way too much of. And or like just, you know, fly around the country and go see friends that are in other states and stuff, rather than actually like, yeah, it was very silly. But that was, you know, quite a while ago. I feel like since like the late 20-teens, like in the years leading up to the lockdowns and stuff, there was a lot of stuff that I did where I started to realize just how impactful that was. And I feel quite a bit better at it. Right, I want to pair for that one. I think that's kind of fun. Yeah. So if I want a pair, then it needs to go that way. It's also almost time for a break again. And I forget how, like, because I used to do like the whole Pomodoro system, like all of the like mark off your distractions and blah blah blah, like all of those kinds of things. And sometimes I do still like to do that, but yeah, it's been a long time since I've actually used the Pomodoro timing, like the actual Pomodoro timing of 25/5. I was it's actually not what I was really going to talk about, but I saw the thing they called, I think the company's called TickTick or something. I have no idea if it's like an actual independent like person, like product maker or something. I don't know what to call that genre of people, but I don't know if it's actually an independent person and they managed to like do well with it, and now it's just got a bunch of ripoffs and stuff, or if it was kind of like a ripoff from the start. But like this thing was on like Kickstarter and did really well on Kickstarter and stuff, and I thought it was really cute. I have no idea when it was made. I found it well after it was funded, like I think years after it was funded. But it's this really wonderful little cube that when you turn it to one of the sides, it starts a timer for the time that is on that side of the cube. So it's got like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 25 minutes. I can't remember. I forget what was on it, but and it's on like a little gyroscopy kind of thing on the center for like this little custom made LED screen, or like LED display, that acts as the timer and gives a bunch of other like little bits of information. You can also like set, oh that's right, on the back there's like a little knob for the if you want to do like a custom time, and it does also do like the automatic progression of Pomodoros and stuff, so you can like put it in that mode too. But yeah, I found it really cool. I think, what day is it? Oh, cool, that's tomorrow. That must be the day before my notification. Yeah, I find it really like cool, and I got an ad for one again. It was the Temu ripoff version, but I went and looked up the actual one. And I don't know. I'm really, especially since I am no longer like employed in like a traditional way anymore. I'm trying to be more careful with my money. I'm trying to be more conscious of the ways that I spend it and stuff, and not just like, oh, was that right? Yeah. Oh, like shiny thing. I want to play around with a shiny thing. Fuck it, let's get it. And if I, you know, as I say, I'm like, man, the consumerism in me was strong. But yeah, I really wanted to like sit and give it a try, because I love physical stuff. I love physical products. I love things that let me interact with them in like fun little silly ways. And that thing really was screaming at me for that part of my brain. And doing like having that kind of thing. But no, I am going to keep to, I've got, when I am at my computer and stuff, I can come and join a co-working stream, or I can start my own one. And I have my super sweet bot to do my timers and stuff. Did I get the right? Yeah, I got it right. But and then the rest of the time I have my watch and my phone and stuff, and that is totally plenty. At some point I might find little ways to make it like prettier or more accessible, or like give me little brain rewards in some way, for the little things that I like, because I love curation. Anything to do with like curating. Oh, break. I'm gonna stretch. Anything to do with like curating stuff and like making things look nice. Ooh, my hips are really struggling today. Um, but yeah, anything to do with like curation and trying to like make things look nice or putting systems around stuff. Like I love doing that kind of stuff. I absolutely adore doing those kinds of things. And so that is kind of a reward sometimes, and I do have to be very careful with it because that is the where I get off track very easily, and I over plan, or I like focus on all of the like stuff around the task. But my gosh, I love to like, well, it's exactly this. It's like I love to like dedicate a little bit of time, like do a little bit of extra, or like give myself a bit of a reward by making a silly origami wall that holds all, like instead of having just like a very bleak, gross looking agile wall with some blue painter's tape or something. Like I don't want just that. I want something that is, you know, something that is mine, both from a functional sense of like I get to think about it and design it and like make it work the way that I want to, and like look at how other people work and try and adapt it for myself. But I also want like the love and care that I put into it through making it look nice and doing things that just take time. I really enjoy. So I look. It's good for you. It's good for you watching to like dry by hand. Dry by hand to like hang it out and let it like air dry instead of using the dryer, because the dryer can like heat it up and destroy some of the fabric, blah blah blah. Especially for things like undies and stuff. Absolutely not. Like it's kills all the elastic and stuff in it. But I was so incredibly busy all the time, like I just didn't have any other choice. Like if I didn't dry my clothes, then like using the dryer, then I wasn't going to be wearing any clean clothes. And so when like one of the first things I changed when I was like, I need to like pause and slow down and have some more intentionality in my life again. Like I'm finding that I'm really lacking that. One of the first things I did was just, okay, I'm going to take the time to like read all of the labels on my clothes, find out what like ways they're meant to be cared for. I'm going to hang things out myself. I'm going to take care of stuff in the way that I need to. And it really did. It changed a lot being able to like have those intentional moments, just like looking after the clothes that I've got, looking after the things that I've got. It was really lovely. And I absolutely adored being able to have that time. And it does take so much more time than just like, you know, putting it in the dryer and grabbing it back out. But like there is that you know, physical act of actually like caring for all the bits and pieces and doing all those small parts that make me so happy just getting to spend that time, getting to like, you know, give that energy to something for the sake of the care for it. Like I could very easily just, you know, cycle through clothes and like clothes get destroyed over time, and as soon as they start showing some wear and tear and getting, you know, saggy from being destroyed in the dryer, like I could very well just like do that and replace stuff. And if I was working a ridiculous high-powered job and getting paid a bunch, then sure, that'd be really easy. But there's also like the flip side of that is like, well, if I just stop and actually take the time and I find other ways to like look over those things, like sure, if I was in some bigwig job, I'm sure I'd be paying money to be able to replace that stuff and it wouldn't be a worry, and the time ratio of the money I would save on clothes like not being like broken and stuff versus what I'd be earning, sure, it's not equivalent. This is not a one-for-one conversation. This is not like productivity hacks and time, like money hacks, like, you know, wash your clothes by hand and do everything by hand, go down to the river, you'll save money, and you don't need that big wig job. Like that's not what I'm saying. Like you definitely could just go wild on where was I up to with this? Folding in corners. You definitely could just go wild on like making a ton of money and then just not having to care about any of that kind of crap. And that would totally allow you to do those things, and yes, you would financially come out ahead. The whole point of what I'm saying is not for the financial side, but there is a love and a care that I get now from putting that energy into the things that cover me and protect me and make me feel good about how I look and all that sort of stuff. And I've paid a lot more attention to my style and aesthetics and stuff since doing that as well, because I have a lot more love and respect for my clothes. And I just think that there are so many things that singular intentional acts, rather than just going for whatever is going to get you money or save you time, those little intentional acts really will surprise you with how many other things you get to experience and get from them, other than just the base thing that you're doing different. I now have this time where I sit and I have to pause because my hands are taking up from hanging out the washing. Oh, am I messing this up? My hands are taken up from hanging out the washing. I might listen to a podcast or something, but it's essentially a moment of rest with a little bit of physical exertion. But it is a lot of mental rest. It is it can be a sensory rest. There's even small things where from that sensory perspective, touching the clothes, the because they're all wet, the coldness to them from being wet, almost has that sort of nice sensory effect that helps calm me down and stuff as well. It's just, what is this? It's just a very, what have I done? There. It's a very I don't know, it surprised me. And then yeah, there was all of the stuff around wait, did I fuck this up? No, cool. Which one? That one. Alright. Yeah, even beyond all that sort of stuff, because I was caring for my clothes, I was noticing things about them, and I was I really knew what clothes I had clean and what clothes I didn't, because I was paying so much attention to them and knew what there was. And so I was and because I couldn't just quickly throw something in the dryer. Well, I could, if I really wanted to, but because I was really trying not to just throw something in the dryer, if something was dirty and I wasn't going to have time to hang it out, which actually was, happened yesterday, where I was cool, I need to make sure I've got all my washing on and hung up, so that I can start drying today. Actually, I'm hoping it doesn't rain. I just realized it's getting cloudy and my stuff's outside. But because of all that, I'm a lot more aware of what stuff I'm wearing. I'm a lot more aware of what I enjoy wearing, and what stuff that I would really like to have, clean sooner. And that, I heard that kind of really shows me what clothes matter to me, what clothes I feel good in. It's a really nice, that's a much easier way to fold that. It's a really nice way to just be more aware of myself. And I find that really comforting. I find that really lovely. It's just to have that new connection to myself, what I like, what I find good. Yeah. So I don't know, it is very much part of my stuff for the year to to really dive deep on intentionality and like giving my focus and my care and my love, and not just trying to like save time and do what is fast or what is easy all the time. I'm not saying not to do it at all. Like when I am tired, I'm not gonna, like when I'm super hungover, I'm not gonna starve myself and not order a pizza or a burrito or something. Like I am most definitely still gonna use Uber Eats or something to get food delivered. The things that are easy and simpler, or simpler is actually another word that I like that, but the things that are easy and fast, like I don't want them gone. They are incredibly useful when I need them. And like, yeah, even the dryer and stuff, like I still definitely would use the dryer, but only if I like really needed to, like if I just been like sick or something and needed to catch up on a bunch of watching them because I just literally had nothing left. I feel like I've really messed this one up. Yeah. Like there's no way that, what is going on? Oh, that's why, because I'm folding on the wrong part of it. Whoops. Sorry, edge. Sorry, crease. I really messed that one up. What was I saying? Yeah, like it's not like I wouldn't ever use the things that are simpler and easy and stuff, but I really try to save them for when I don't have the energy for something that matters to me. And I don't really want to include a lot of things in my life that don't matter to me. Yeah, it's a. Yeah, I got a message that my brain is now distracted from. So this is pushing my intentionality stuff. This is one of those moments where I'm like, no, I think being a bit reactive here is okay to just address the initial thing, and just like reply quick. But then I'm gonna come back and get back to this. As soon as this fucking corner goes in. Hang on. Okay. Why is this being so difficult? There you go. Oh my gosh, why was it so hard? There you go. Right. I'm gonna have to stick some. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna have to stick some tech in here as well, because I think I've messed something up in that. No! It's all coming undone. This is what happens when you let yourself get distracted. Okay. Alright. Push this one down. Oh my gosh, what have I done here? All of the shelf part is all screwy. Why? What have I done? Yes. Yeah. Okay, that's that bit. Then pop this one out as well, please. I've like accidentally done a weird thing where it's like poked itself in. I'm not sure what I did there. Yeah. I feel like I might have. There you go. There you go. That was so weird. I think I just didn't do the creases on that section strong enough. I know it's like, or like undid them at some point somehow. That's okay. Alright, and then we'll fold this in. Oh! Alright. Okay, cool. No! Come on, yeah, pull back out. Alright, we got this one. We managed to get 4 done. It's not too bad. Got 1, 2, and 3, 4. Nice. I think that's good enough. And it's also about to rain and stuff soon. Okay, cool. I just put a notification saying it's about to rain. So I'm going to actually pop off this stream, get my washing out from outside, and reply to this message. But I don't think I really had many people here today, and there was no one in chat. But if anyone is here, I hope you had fun listening to my rants, and watch me struggle with origami. But yeah, thank you for joining me, and I will chat soon. I'll hopefully be back on tomorrow for some more like work stream kind of stuff. But yeah.